Right now, you think you're making choices. But what if I told you 90% of your day is already decided before you wake up? Not by fate, not by discipline, but by a loop running silently in your brain. Part 1. The shocking truth about control. Let's get uncomfortable for a second. Most people believe they're in control of their lives, their decisions, their focus, their success. That's a lie. Neuroscience shows that nearly 90% of what you do every day is habitual, not intentional, not conscious. You wake up the same way, check your phone the same way, eat the same foods, think the same thoughts, react emotionally in the same patterns. And the scariest part? Your brain prefers it this way because habits save energy. Your brain is lazy, not stupid. It's designed to automate anything it can. Once something becomes a habit, your brain stops asking questions. No debate, no effort, just execution. That's why people stay stuck for years while believing they're trying. They're not failing. They're trapped in a loop they don't see. Part 2. What the habit loop actually is. Every habit in your life runs on the same 3-step formula. Cue, routine, reward. That's it. Simple, but deadly powerful. The cue is the trigger. A time, a feeling, a place, a thought. The routine is the behavior. Scrolling, eating, procrastinating, snapping at someone, avoiding work. The reward is what your brain gets. Relief, dopamine, comfort, distraction. Your brain doesn't care if the habit is good or bad. It only cares if the reward feels good enough to repeat. That's why bad habits survive logic. You know scrolling is wasting your time, but your brain doesn't care about productivity. It cares about the hit. And once this loop locks in, it runs on autopilot. You don't break habits by willpower. You break them by hacking the loop. Part 3. Why your brain loves bad habits more. Here's something no one tells you. Bad habits usually work better than good ones. At least in the short term. They give faster rewards, stronger emotional relief, less effort. Junk food beats salad. Netflix beats learning. Avoidance beats discomfort. Your brain evolved for survival, not success. It wants safety, predictability, immediate relief. That's why stress is the strongest habit trigger. When you're tired, anxious, bored, or overwhelmed, your brain doesn't look for growth. It looks for familiarity. So it sends you back to the same behaviors that soothed you before, even if those behaviors are destroying your future. That's not weakness. That's programming. And once you see that guilt disappears, now you can actually change something. Part 4. The identity trap nobody escapes. Here's where it gets deep. Over time, habits stop being things you do. They become things you believe about yourself. I'm just lazy. I'm bad with money. I can't focus. I always quit. Those aren't personality traits. They're habits you've repeated so long they feel like identity. Your brain loves labels because they reduce effort. If you believe this is just who I am, your brain doesn't have to try something new. That's why real change feels threatening. You're not just changing behavior. You're challenging identity. And the brain resists that hard. The moment you say, I'm becoming someone different, your old habits fight back. That resistance isn't failure. It's proof you're touching the core. Part 5. How habits hijack your future. Most people plan their future logically. Goals, dreams, vision boards. But the future isn't built by goals. It's built by habits repeated daily. Your habits decide how much you learn, how you handle stress, who you become friends with, what opportunities you notice, how confident you feel. Two people can want the same life, but the one with better habits wins every time. Not because they're smarter, but because their default behaviors move them forward automatically. Habits are invisible votes for the person you're becoming. And right now, you're voting whether you realize it or not. Part 6. The the real way to change a habit. Let's kill a myth. You don't eliminate habits. You replace them. The brain hates empty space. If you remove a routine but keep the same cue and reward, your brain will find a replacement. That's why quitting something cold turkey rarely works. The key is this: same cue, new routine, same reward. Stress triggers scrolling? Replace it with movement or writing. Still relief. Different behavior. Boredom triggers snacking? Replace it with water or chewing gum. Same oral satisfaction. You're not fighting your brain. You're negotiating with it. Small changes beat dramatic promises. Consistency beats motivation. And once a new habit locks in, it becomes just as automatic as the old one. Part 7. The hidden power of keystone habits. Not all habits are equal. Some habits trigger chain reactions. These are called keystone habits. One habit changes multiple areas of life without you trying. Examples: exercise improves mood, discipline, sleep, confidence. Waking up earlier improves focus, planning, self-respect. Journaling improves awareness, emotional control, decision-making. Keystone habits rewire identity. You don't just feel different. You start acting like a different person. That's where momentum comes from. Not massive change, but strategic change. One habit, one loop, one shift. Part 8. Taking back control. Here's the truth that hits hardest. If you don't design your habits, your environment will design them for you. Your phone, your friends, your stress, your past. Awareness is the first break in the loop. The moment you pause and say, "Why am I doing this right now?" That pause is power. You don't need to control your entire life. You just need to control the next repetition. Because every habit started with one loop, and every new life does too. You're not broken. You're programmed. And once you understand the code, you can rewrite it, one loop at a time.